Hi everybody, Bob with Knives Town here. I'm going to take a look today at a knife from CRKT, that's Columbia River Knife and Tool. We are looking at the Heiho folder. And this is actually a renamed knife, was formerly known as the Hisatsu 2, and it is the smaller or scaled down version of the original Hisatsu, which is still available in its original form. The knife ships in a plastic sleeve for protection and comes with some literature. This is the CRKT brochure of all the knives they sell, which is a considerable lineup. If I can get that open. Look at that. And they sell a lot of good knives. They've got a lot of designers working for them, very creative people, and they put out good quality and at great prices. So what else can you want? This is, again, Heiho, the Heiho folder, and it is it's taking over for the Hisatsu 2. It's got an interesting profile there. You know, it's not it's very I guess not fancy or flashy or anything. I mean, it's just kind of a straight bar type of a handle, but that gives it an elegance and I don't know. I like it. I like it a lot. The knife opens up with an assisted opener. It is the assisted opener that uses the CRKT outburst system, and it goes like so. There's the profile there. The technical specs on this knife: that blade is 3.1 inches, and that steel is AUS 8 steel. The blade is about 3 millimeters thick. It's more than that, actually. I'm sorry. It's closer to 4. And if you have to measure the back piece, that back part right there, because if you look here, it appears to narrow, but actually that's a shoulder that runs the length of the blade. You can see there's a shoulder that runs all along the length of the blade, but if you look back here, that's the actual full stock thickness right there behind the thumb disc. And it's about close to 4 millimeters thick, which is a good thickness for a blade of that length. As you can see, it's a modified tanto. That grind is, now the CRKT website calls it a hollow grind, and you know, boy, I don't know if that's mistaken or not. It sure feels like a flat grind to me. If it's hollow, it's a very subtle hollow grind. But it is officially labeled as a hollow grind, so that's what it is. The weight is 3.6 ounces, and the Rockwell hardness of the blade is 58 to 59, so it's slightly on the hard side, which is good. That's kind of my preference. Keep the edge nice and long. The handle is made of polished G10 scales over stainless steel liners, and it is a liner lock knife. I did mention the thumb disc. It does have knurling there on the edge, so you get a sure grip on it. You can see the name of the knife there, and you see the name Williams. This knife is designed by James Williams. He's the designer of this knife. He is an ex-army officer and martial artist, been into martial arts for many years as well, you know, weapons design and use, and he's the designer of this particular knife. Let's get a close-up on that handle. The first thing that you notice, of course, are these kanji characters. And CRKT did not describe what that says. They don't have that on their website. They don't explain what that says. So if you know, contact me and let me know. But it does add a nice design element. The G10 scales really look, I like the polished G10, you know, it really adds a nice, in some ways it looks like wood, and yet in other ways it looks like, I don't know, some kind of an exotic material. And it is smooth. You can see the figuring on there, where as it thins toward the edge, you can see the layers show, like wood. Does have a pocket clip, and is a low rider, very much so. That knife will disappear in your pocket. The pocket clip can be reversed to the other side, but it is a tip up carry, and it cannot does not accept tip down. It can't be converted. It's not four-way. It's just tip up, right or left carry. And one interesting thing on this particular model is that if you look closely there, that's a filler piece right there. So if you wanted to swap the pocket clip from this side to this side, this little filler piece would be removed. They supply you that filler piece so that it remains a flush feel, and so that the handle is flush rather than having that divot there. And they supply you the screws on for the opposite side and the little filler piece. So you know, that's not a common thing that you see every day. The handle is scalloped here on both sides, so that your thumb can get in to open the thumb disc easier. The pivot is adjustable. There's the liner lock. The liner lock does have some jimping on it in order to, you know, to get a good grip on that. Get that out of the way so you can close it up. I really like that just slim, elegant design. Now, like I was saying, this is an assisted opener, and it uses the outburst system. If you're not familiar with that, what that is it's a torsion rod that runs the length of the knife back here, and when the knife is opened to 30 degrees of open, then the torsion rod kicks in and flicks the blade out the rest of the way. And I'm not sure if I'll be able to get a shot of that for you, but yeah, you can see that a little bit there. You can see that black piece, that black rod there in the back. That's the spring. Now, the beauty of this particular knife is that if you don't like the spring assist, you can make it just a regular open knife. You know, there it is opening with the spring assist. But if you don't want to use the spring assist, you can remove that torsion rod. There's a screw down in there in the handle, and you would unscrew that, and then there is the torsion rod does come out of the bottom there. If you can see that hole right there, it would be slid out. So the knife can be converted to just a regular manual open knife if you like, if you don't want to use the spring assist. So another nice thing about this knife is that it features the lock system. And what that does is that will lock the liner lock so that the liner lock cannot be disengaged until the lock system is disengaged. And I'm saying that funny because it's LAWK, their acronym. But here it is back here, and it's not the auto. Now, CRKT makes an auto lock and just a regular lock, and the auto lock is one that engages automatically every time the blade is opened. This one is manual. You would have to move that yourself, and that's it right there. It's always off, and then you would engage it manually like that. And if I can get a shot of this for you to see how that works is the liner lock here. There's a piece of metal that moves up against the liner lock. You can see how the liner lock moves away so the blade can close and snaps into place to keep it open. That's how that works. And when I move this locks button over, I'll show you if I can. I'll show you what happens. There, did you see look right up in there close to the pivot? If you can see that. See that little piece of metal? It moves up against the liner lock, so now it can't be disengaged until I take off the lock, and now I can disengage it. So that's your safety there. It's, you know, your liner lock is on, then you do that and you put your lock system on, and it can't be undone. There's no fear of that liner lock slipping off of the bottom of the blade so that the blade can close on your hand. It's a good safety feature. Pocket clip. It's got a good snap to it, good firmness. I've really taken a shine to this knife. It's fun to open. I like the spring-assisted knives, kind of partial to them anyway. And then just the look of this knife is really nice. Opens just as quick as an automatic. It is a one-handed knife. Nice thick liners. A good solid feel. CRKT describes it as an overbuilt knife. That it's meant for, you know, it's meant to go the distance. It's not gonna break on you, you know, quickly. It's meant to last a long time. Very sharp point, as you can imagine, and the blade itself is very sharp, very sharp. It's sharpened very well. The thing also I like about the blade is that it does have the flat spot, so you can use a clamp system for resharpening. And you can see the tip of that. That blade keeps a good thickness all the way to the tip, so it's strong. But that tip, though, is it's really as sharp as a needle. Just like a needle. CRKT makes knives that are really good value. You know, this knife is not hugely expensive, but you're getting a lot of knife for the money. That's the CRKT Heiho. Alright. Well, thanks for watching. I'll see you again.